Good morning. Welcome to Energy Works. Today we're talking about frankincense and the power of touch. I recently went to the JTEP conference in the Gold Coast, which was nice to escape for a couple of days. And one of the ladies there, she's um, a doctor of some sort, and she spoke about her life and the difficulties that she'd had and how she'd had a lot of back issues, and at some points in her life her back would be so bad that she would have to go into a wheelchair, and her boyfriend would push her around in the wheelchair at these different times. And so if one of her cousins was diagnosed with some sort of terminal illness, and so she went as a service and would massage this cousin Jay, and she would massage her with frankincense oils. So it was a bit of a story for her to get to that point, but she was able to well, in her culture, she's Greek, I think, and in their religion, they used frankincense in their religion, and also they would actually put the frankincense resin, they would burn it in their house, and they would also, I guess, anoint each other. So they put oil on each other's heads, and her grandmother particularly would do it, and for her, that was like a sacred experience. So she began to do that. Now, a friend at the school where her kid's at gave her some frankincense oil when she heard about her cousin's difficulties, and just actually gave her some oil. But the benefit that happened as she started to massage this cousin every day, it was a beautiful connection to her cousin, but also her body repaired. It got stronger, her hands got stronger, she was more able to massage, and her back got stronger. So it's like the frankincense healed her body as well as she was helping someone else. So I think that's the beauty of often working on other people, is that we actually get helped in the process. So just to some of the properties of a frankincense oil. So it helps with catarrh, so, when you get a bit mucusy. Anti-cancer, so I don't know if you're allowed to say that, but anyway, antidepressant, anti-infectious, anti-inflammatory, antiseptic, anti-tumor, expectorant, so it helps you throw up rubbish, immune stimulant, and sedative. So it helps to focus your energy, minimize distractions, and improve concentration. So it eases hyperactivity, impatience, irritability, and restlessness, and it can help enhance spiritual awareness and meditation. So I guess, there's many oils that we can use, and many are sacred oils too. And I guess the opportunity to touch each other is also very important. So even like a hand massage, or holding someone's hand, or giving someone a hug really does a lot. It does a lot for the person that's being hugged, but also for the person that's hugging. So it's like through COVID, we were made to believe that every person was diseased, and we couldn't know whether they were diseased or not, which is not true. Our immune system has the ability to fight bugs, and you know, we were led to believe that our body couldn't fight any bugs at all. So it's like we were made to feel helpless and insecure, but this is not the truth. So it's like we need to know that our immune system has the capacity to fight bugs, and also that we can use our essential oils to help us fight bugs as well, and also to feel that connection to God and to feel connected to each other. So, the power of touch is very profound. So, Sometimes we can feel a bit funny about touching other people, but I think when all is said and done, we really do want other people to feel loved and feel that they're cared for and that, we love them enough to touch them and to hug them and to, um, feel that that's okay. Right. Good morning, Elizabeth and Kathy and Jackie and Elizabeth Chikasi. Sorry, my Facebook thing wasn't refreshing. Thank you for jumping on. So, uh, what experiences have you had with touch? What experiences have you had with oils, and how have they helped you? And also, is your body telling you where the energy is blocked? What can we help with today? All right, so let me go into the crown chakra while you think about that. And frankincense oil, of course, would help with the crown chakra because it's that connection to God. All right, I am fun and spiritual. Sometimes we don't feel very fun. Sometimes life can get very serious. And, again, going back through that whole COVID rubbish, we we were not allowed to feel connected to each other. So it was like divide and conquer. And so it's important for us as a community to connect, to touch, to hug, to, interact with each other. Now, well, I've got a get together this Saturday night at 6 p.m. If you want to come, you're welcome. You're welcome to bring a plate, bring a friend. There's no charge. You just come and hang out. So, uh, yeah, I think that feeling of community is really important. And it's like being welcoming or inclusive is really important. And, some people are hardly ever touched. It's like if their family's not around them or, they live on their own, they don't get touched. So that's not a good situation. All right. All right. So I'm connected to my earth family and my heavenly family. All right, so Elizabeth Chakasi says, I've used oils for pain in shoulder, different oils laid, and worked very well with persistent pain. Yeah, that agreed. I go to the gym quite regularly, and I definitely layer on oils before I go to help my body be able to do what I'm asking it to do. So it's like I want to support my body in that process. All right, so now we're going into the earth chakra. So we also need that connection to Mother Earth. So we can use the oils to help us ground and be connected. And also we can, be outside, we can walk outside, we can, forest bathe, or we can do other things to connect ourselves to nature. Because sometimes we get too much in our heads, especially like we're a lot on our phones. So it's like trying to reduce your social media time. Also trying to just be mindful of only listening to uplifting things, not things that pull you down. All right, so we might use with the Earth chakra balance oil. So balance is a beautiful oil for grounding. Good morning, Susanna. All right. All right, so balance oil is especially suited for personalities who seek to escape from life through disconnection or disassociation. These individuals may avoid long-term commitments in work or relationships, preferring instead to drift. This blend reminds individuals that to realize their true dreams and desires, they must stay focused on a goal till it is actualized in the physical world. All right, so if you're feeling a little bit unstable, you could use your balance oil every day to help make you a little bit more stable and connected. Now, this is from Kim's book. All right, my thinking is stable as I reconnect to my peaceful roots. I honor my commitments and I see them through without being sidetracked or diverted. I ground my energy and experience inner strength and fortitude, manifesting my vision with the patience of a tree. All right, so we might use that grounding blend. So if you think about with the Saviour's birth, the gifts that he got from the wise men were frankincense, gold, and myrrh. So frankincense connects you to God and to your Father, and myrrh connects you to Mother Earth and to your mother. So it's like they gave both those to the Christ child. So it's like we could use those oils to help ground ourselves as well and be connected to God. So it's like we need both those connections to be functioning at our best. All right, so let's go into our solar plexus chakra. So all right, I use my power with wisdom. So sometimes we like to use our power, but we don't always think it through. Sometimes that translates for me with what I want to stick in my mouth. Sometimes I'm not using my power with wisdom. All right, Elizabeth said, a walk along the beach helps me a lot. Yeah, isn't that so good? Jackie says, I always have a blocked nose when staying in accommodation with an air conditioner, no natural air. My mental health struggled when the kids moved out, less hugs as they are 3 hours away. Yeah, that is harder, isn't it? Do you have any friends nearby that, hug you and you hug them, people that you might walk with or talk with? All right, a little bit more in the crown chakra. Yeah, I think it's just, you even think about, how medicine's changed. I saw an article with Rockefeller. He's the one that, was the father, I guess, on petrochemical medicine. And he himself used a homeopath, and he used homeopaths with his family. But he told the doctors that he was teaching that if they were to use anything like that, they would be barred. So it's like this contradiction in how, how we've been taught and how medicine is taught and how it's embraced. So it's like the family doctor used to ring them up in the middle of the night and they'd come and deliver a baby, or, whatever happened. And the family doctor actually knew you and loved you and cared for your family. So now it's much more, distance. You stay on the other side of the desk. I'm only going to touch you with gloves on if I have to. So it has changed a lot. So I think that was the one thing that I decided in that COVID time, was that I could talk to one person at a time, I could hug one person at a time. I can't change the war, but we can be the underground and we can just, hug and love people along the way. And I think that's really important. And so you can use your essential oils to connect to people, to help them, change how they see things. So you're more powerful than you realize. All right. I allow others to support me in times of need. So sometimes that's fraught with pride and, I want to be independent, I don't want to have to ask for help. But, Brene Brown talks about vulnerability and the power of vulnerability, and how when we are vulnerable with other people, yes, we could be more easily hurt, but then we can also more easily connect. So it's like allowing yourself to be a bit vulnerable and ask for help. All right, I relax and trust the process of life. I'm resolving and releasing all my problems. So I appreciate you being on the call, and also to share what you feel. It does take vulnerability, and I appreciate that. All right, I treat everyone with respect and kindness. So this is the value of gentleness. So being gentle with each other, being kind with each other. Now, that doesn't mean that we're pushovers. Sometimes that means that we can talk to someone about the hard questions or the hard things in life. But because we love them and we're showing love, it's okay. But, we can't just rouse someone if we haven't shown love, or even if we don't show love afterwards. All right, I no longer need to defend myself. So sometimes we can feel defensive. It depends on what your family was like. Ours was a little bit more volatile. So, you were used to defending yourself. So sometimes we have to sort of take a step back, because we can feel that people are attacking us. And they may be, but they may not be either. And sometimes it's our feeling that we're being attacked. And especially if you have been attacked, physically, emotionally, spiritually in your life, you can resort to that pattern. All right, so let's talk a bit about relationships. All right, being a victim is sometimes unavoidable. Things happen that we don't like, but victim mentality is avoidable and should be addressed. There may be a lifetime incident that triggers this behavior or family patterning through the genes. So it's like, if we fall into victim mentality, and I definitely can and do, It's like we need help to work through that, someone needs to work on me so that I can be helped to get through whatever it is I'm stuck on. All right, I clearly see when I feel like a victim. I'm able to see the whole picture. I refuse to allow bullies to take me from my path of growing and learning. So, at church on Sunday, we were talking about, different things that help us. And so, one of the things that we were talking about is that influence of we call it the Holy Ghost or the Spirit. So, it's often when we receive a prompting or we feel something strongly in our heart, that's what's speaking to us. So a lady was talking about how someone had sent an email about one of her sons and was attacking him and saying all these terrible things that weren't true. And so she was really hurt and offended by this, and she was feeling like she wanted to go and attack that person. But she was praying about it, and the prompting she got was to remember that person's pain. So it's like this person isn't operating from a clear slate, they're operating from a place of pain. So it's like sometimes other people are operating from this place of pain and they say things that aren't great, and we can feel hurt by, what they're doing and saying. All right, so all right. So now we're going to go into um, the lunar chakra. So that's above the crown chakra. So this chakra is strengthened by swimming in the ocean. So it's a bit cold at the moment, but I guess you could paddle your feet. And also dream analysis. So sometimes thinking about what your dreams are teaching you. And often our dreams can be the opportunity to explore difficult circumstances that could be dangerous in life, but it's actually safe while we're dreaming. Might not feel safe, but it is. Also, this is helped by creative expression. So, how do you express yourself? Is it by dance? Is it by poetry? Is it by song? Is it um, by creation of some sort? Do you create beautiful situations? How is it that you can express yourself? All right, I am conscious and present in the now. So sometimes that's really hard. We can be in situations where we've suffered in the past and we're worried that this could happen again in the future. So we can be living in a state of anxiety, and also we can be living stuck in the past, which is a state of depression. So it's like sometimes we get stuck in these patterns. Yeah, Jackie's saying, yes, hurt people hurt people. That's true. And sometimes we can put on our Technicolor Teflon suit so that when people throw poo, it can just slide off. Because often we can see that they are not in a good position, and it's actually not about us. It's about where they're stuck, and they're pointing their weapon at us. But again, we can say, all right, I'll take a quarter, and the other three quarters is yours. But sometimes it's hard to not be offended or not be affected by what people say or do. And sometimes these are really important generational patterns to clear. It's not just you that have this feeling. It's like, did it come from mum's side or dad's side? And to explore where these patterns started. All right, I am steadfast and immovable, for I know my life's purpose. And sometimes we can get a bit lost in the woodwork. We're forgetting who we are. We're forgetting that we had purpose and that we chose to come here and to be the light people at this point in time. All right, so more things stuck in our mind. All right, so this is about forgiveness. So forgiveness is one of the most powerful things ever. It's often hard to forgive, and often we don't want to forgive, but not forgiving, is like, what's that saying? It's like drinking poison and expect the other person to die. Well, it's not going to happen, is it? Forgiveness doesn't mean either that you're going to suck up more bad behavior. Doesn't mean that you have to tolerate people that have abused you. Forgiveness just means I don't want to be tied to you anymore. I am setting myself free. All right. So when we seek to make amends and take responsibility for our well-being, we are truly more committed to learning from our mistakes. When you have atoned for the error, the universe responds. You will be given another chance to experience and test out the power to respond differently. Often we are pleasantly surprised by the new way we respond to old triggers, and our growth becomes apparent. If we find our response has not changed, forgive yourself and search for a deeper root. Take responsibility. Relieve yourself from blame and guilt. You're worth it. All right. Okay, so now if we're just looking for a feeling that we want to forgive. All right, it's feeling numb. So sometimes it gets all too hard to feel and we don't want to feel. All right, so now this is stuck in part of our body. So we're just checking which part of our body. So we've got body systems like 1 to 12. So we're in body system 9, which is respiratory. All right, so it's stuck in the trachea. Okay, and so it's in the timeline, age 6. All right, so where were you? What were you doing when you were 6? All right, so forgiving your brother is what comes up. So some people's brothers were mean and nasty. So, all right, also forgiving the child. So your own inner child. So sometimes in this situation where we've experienced bullying within our family, our inner child is upset. Excuse me. And so it's like we have to forgive him or her that they didn't know what to do, or they didn't feel that they had the power to beat the bully, or to know what to deal with the brother that was beating you up. So this has got stuck in your trachea. Right, so there's a generational component to this forgiveness. So Elizabeth says sometimes it feels like nothing will ever get better, always going backwards. Sometimes it can feel like that, and it can feel like cycles that we end up back in the same situation. And it really is a test to see if we are able to rise above it. Sometimes we can't. Sometimes I just fall in the hole again. So it's okay. There's more things to clear and we need more help. And Jackie was saying, yes, he was. Her brother was a bully. Yeah. So just asking to release trauma from the experiences that have happened in the past that have got stuck in your body and your mind and your energy field. All right, some of it got stuck in your C1. So that's the very top vertebra in your neck. And C1 is, it's like the fuse breaker for allergies. And so allergies can be something you ate or breathed or contacted or drank or felt, or it can be, toxins, it can be bugs. So we can react to all these things. So it's like, and it just gets stuck in different parts of us. All right. So what's stuck in C1 is wanting to run away from problems and responsibilities. Right. So the feelings that we're talking about here can also affect your brain. So it's like your brain is affected by these feelings. So then it's not functioning at its best. Okay. So now we're going to go into the sacral chakra, which is around your pubic bone, sort of just underneath your belly button and between your belly button and your pubic bone. And it goes, right around, of course. So this is about relationships. An oil that comes up here is lavender. All right, so lavender is also about communication. And lavender can be quite soothing and calming. All right, so lavender supports individuals in releasing the tension and constriction that comes from withheld expression. So if we're thinking back to your brother, Jackie, what is it that the little kid in you wanted to scream? Like sometimes you have to let her tell you what was so awful. This bottleneck in communication can result in worried and racing thoughts, anxiousness, and sleep disruption. Due to past experiences, they may feel unsafe or fearful of expressing themselves because of potential rejection. Often they don't allow themselves space to get in touch with what they truly think and feel. And I can put my hand up for that one too. Their true voice is therefore trapped within and goes unexpressed. Strong feelings of being unlovable, unimportant, or unheard can accompany this condition. So we could all say that, isn't it? Sometimes we don't feel heard, or we don't feel that people understand what we really need. And, sometimes people will just want to fix the situation, but not really let us have expression about what we feel. All right, lavender encourages emotional honesty and insists that individuals speak their innermost thoughts and desires. As they learn to communicate their deepest thoughts and feelings, they are liberated from their self-inflicted prison. It is through honest and open communication that individuals have the potential to experience unconditional love, acceptance, and peace of mind. Through lavender's courageous spirit, all are free to share their true self with others. Now, we're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Some people will never get us. They just won't. And that's okay. Keep walking until we find the people that do get us and are our tribe. All right, so you might use lavender to help you become more self-aware, more aware of how you've not allowed yourself to talk about what happened or what you feel. All right, so Jackie's talking about her brother. So mum protected him. I guess that's why I find it hard to talk to him without getting mad and frustrated. Yeah, this. And some people will never own their stuff. They never will. It's like that's their thing to learn to overcome. So it's like we no longer have to own it for them. But, allow yourself to journal, allow yourself to do Ho'oponopono, whatever it takes to help you release what's stuck in there. Use your oils as you try to express these things. All right, so you could put it over your throat, you could put it on your temples, you could put it on the back of your neck, because you've got to think about expression is all this throat chakra, isn't it? And also, we were talking about the sacral chakra, which is also like sexual expression. So, often it's affected how we feel about our bodies and, how much love we show to all parts of our body. Sometimes we can be angry with parts of our body with what we've had to tolerate. All right. So, I deserve pleasure. So often we get very stuck in, no, life is painful and I only get pain and I only have to work hard. So it's like a small pleasure can, help us feel like we can deal a bit more with life. All right, I'm entitled to happiness, joy, and light in my life always. I have the power to choose in any situation. So when you were a little kid, you didn't really have the power to choose. You were, bullied or hurt or whatever happened to you is still stuck in there. So it's like we're helping our body to release this and we're helping the inner child to talk to us because only you know what that inner child needed. Only you can talk to her or him. I allow others respect and space to be who they really are. I am whole. All right, now we're going to go into the solar star chakra, which is above the lunar one. And I guess, with you, Jackie, and also, with other people who've experienced, less than ideal circumstances in their home growing up and maybe at school or in whatever situation they're in, it's like the habit of withholding what you feel is very strong. So it may take some time before you feel comfortable to actually express yourself. All right, so the oil immortelle or salubel is what comes up next. So this one is about spiritual insight. So, like the lady who was told to think about the other person's pain, sometimes we can then sort of take ourselves out of the equation. So this actually wasn't about me, even though they've attacked me or gone mad at me. It's like they were stuck in their own prison. This is not about me. All right, so Immortelle is a wonderful aid for meditation as it quiets the mind, fosters inner stillness, and encourages spiritual growth. These oils are gentle yet powerful. They assist in the release of negativity, darkness, and limiting perceptions. This blend can mitigate spiritual blindness and other spiritual issues by offering profound light to individuals. So some of the ingredients in Immortelle are frankincense, which we were talking about, sandalwood, lavender, myrrh, helichrysum, and rose. So what a powerful combination. So sandalwood is about connection to the divine. Myrrh is this, connection to Mother Earth and your mother. Helichrysum is about releasing pain, and rose is like the love of God. So a very powerful combination of oils to help us feel connected spiritually. All right, so when you're a bit all over the place, you could use your Immortelle or your Salubel to ground, to be still. Um, All right. Even though I am deeply grounded, I'm still able to soar through the high heavens, taking all of creation in at one glance. So you are so much more than your pain and your difficult circumstances. You are an amazing spirit that's come here to earth to experience mortal life, which is the fastest way to grow and learn with a body. All right. While remaining gentle, I powerfully release negativity, darkness, and limiting perceptions. I release my burdens and with two hands take all my faith and certainty to step into the darkness, knowing that bright light will come to lead my way. So, even though we may have been bullied and hurt by other people, that is not the measure of us. We can feel that we're limited by what happened to us and that we're not worthwhile. But this is, I guess, incorrect perception or false beliefs that about ourselves that we aren't worthy or that we aren't good enough to experience whatever it is that we desire. Okay. All right. I think through every action and its consequence. Because sometimes we want to react to someone and sometimes we want to be angry with them and we want to yell at them. And sometimes that won't give the desired consequence. Doesn't mean you can't express yourself. It just means that you may not be able to express yourself necessarily to that person. All right. So the archetype of the 10th chakra is a bit like eat, pray, love, that story. So as the 10th chakra opens, all the polarities life has to offer can be seen to integrate into one experience for the 10th chakra embodiment. They will want to try every flavor, explore all options, wanting to revel in all life has to offer. So experiencing everything gives them great insight and understanding. So being able to understand other people and where they've come from and to understand that it was not a measure, please. All right, so Immortelle, Salubel is the oil. I'm assuming that's what you want, Jackie. Okay. All right, so we're going back into that 8th chakra. So this is about that, again, that connection to the earth, which you all recognize as so important. All right, so another oil comes up, which is spearmint oil. So spearmint's about self-expression as well. All right. Spearmint promotes confidence in expressing oneself verbally, especially when speaking in front of groups of people. It helps individuals create an effective stage presence by infusing them with confidence. Spearmint also encourages individuals to take a public stand on behalf of their values and opinions. So it's important for you to express what is important to you, what you value in life, and to stand for something good. Okay. All right. So I make a difference. So sometimes we can't see that we're making a difference. Sometimes we just feel so stuck and we just feel like we're on Groundhog Day. I'm aware of my reactions, but it's normally too late. I have offended another person. Well, it's never too late. And sometimes we can preface what we say with, oh, yeah, I'm a very direct person, or, I'm pretty straight. Some people might be offended by me. And you can say that to people and, it's up to them. They're already pre-warned. You've told them that you're pretty straight and, you might be offensive, and that's okay. And there's nothing wrong with apologizing afterwards if people are hurt, and it may not be that you've actually done something wrong, but you can apologize that they felt hurt. Okay, so right, something else stuck in our neck. So C7, stuck near the big bump at the back of your neck. All right. Feeling uninspired is hiding in there. All right. So we've talked a bit about, having some spiritual clarity and allowing ourselves to receive spiritual messages and having time to actually be still. And I struggle with that. So sometimes we just keep ourselves so busy, it's hard to do that. So, maybe when you go for your walk or when you lie in the bath with some nice oils, it can be time where you can think about those things. Right, so now we're going to T1. So that's the next one under C7. So you can have pain in your arms or your hands, your wrists or your fingers. You can get colds, difficulty breathing, shortness of breath, and sometimes asthma. This is all connected to that T1. And T5 now. All right, so there is too much pressure and stress on your body because you do not pay enough attention to it and your emotional well-being. So sometimes we're unaware that we're not okay. And, for me, I might want to eat when I want to eat my feelings down. And it might also be because I'm tired and I probably should just rest. All right, so something in the feet now. All right, in the right foot, it's coming up. Too much obligation, feelings of anger. You're shooting yourself in the foot. Okay, so how might you be shooting yourself in the foot? Maybe you could massage your feet with some nice oils. Maybe you could soak your feet in some Epsom salts. All right, focus on moving towards your dreams. Imagine that there are actual steps you can take towards your success. Give yourself permission to be successful. Now take the steps forward. Each time you take a step, stop and breathe. Become aware how much easier it is to succeed at that step than the previous one. Feel success, then move forward. So success can relate to well-being, work, family, love, money, etc. So divine healing intelligence, please heal and regenerate my feet, legs, and toes to their maximum strength and mobility. Okay. All right. Any last thoughts or feelings that are stuck or places of your body that are complaining before we close? Thank you again for being on here. You're needed, you're wanted, you're loved. I'm grateful to you for being you. All right. Well, sending you love. We also have our advanced energy works in the 4th to the 6th of September. Now, advanced doesn't mean that you have to nailed everything perfectly. It's just delving into a few more values, a little bit of epigenetics, you just testing some different muscles. Don't feel that you have to be amazing to do it. It's like you're welcome to come. All right. Well, thank you, and sending you a big hug, and look forward to seeing you, if not Saturday night, whenever we see each other. Okay. See you.